Every once in a while, when you're at the line, you or your partner may accidentally send a popped-up ball to your opponents, putting you in a difficult position for the next shot that's coming back. We're referring to the situation where they get a bad pop and land a downward blow on you. It's inevitable, no matter how competent you are. There will be a high pop that doesn't do anything, and a massive assault is coming your way. It's very likely to occur multiple times during the course of a game. However, being able to deal with this kind of situation while on the back foot defensively is a key differentiator between the best and the rest. In today's video, we're going to break down the 5 big mistakes that many players make at this stage that's killing their chances of turning things back around, and what the best players do correctly that keeps them in the point with a chance to win. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the US, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our recent videos. Today's video, we're going to talk about 5 hard shot defense mistakes in pickleball. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video where we will reveal the best ways to block hard shots effectively. Now let's get right into the video. With pickleball's meteoric rise in popularity comes a corresponding acceleration in the game's strategic development. Even though many fundamental strategies persist because they have been tried and tested and will continue to do so, limits are constantly being tested, and some old ways must make way for the new ones. One of these extinct dinosaur strategies, as I like to call them, is to stand your ground at the line and never retreat. So that brings us to mistake number 1, which is mistake number 1, standing your ground at all costs. Unfortunately, some well-intentioned coaches and teammates will advocate for a tactic that has never made any sense and never will. I can't think of a single sport where players aren't taught to retreat when under attack. This is done both to give the defender more room to work with and then to slow down the oncoming assault. If you see an enormous full-power downward attack coming at you, staying on your feet and trying to get the ball back will do you no good at all. You have a very little time and make a decision to act. If your current opponent's most powerful shot is relatively weak, you should feel free to remain on the defensive. You'll be just fine. But let's pretend for the sake of this video that you've got some serious firepower. The prudent action is to gain some breathing room and safety. However, there is a proper and improper method. Rather than attempting to block the shot, many players simply back up and run away from it while making a token effort to defend themselves by throwing their paddles at the ball. You'll fail miserably at defending a hard shot in that way, and your chances of winning the point are practically nil. The best course of action is to retreat rapidly. Get your feet under you and your balance in order before your opponent makes contact with you, or you might find yourself falling back as you strike. First and foremost, you should quickly drop back. Align your body so that you are leaning forward, meeting the ball rather than running away from it. If you don't understand this, nothing else we discuss will matter. It's crucial that you take this action now. You should fall back as far as you can while still maintaining your equilibrium, and you should do this just before they make their attack. Now, before we move ahead to talk about more game-changing pickleball tips, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Mistake number 2, standing too tall. This complements the initial step of stepping back and gaining equilibrium. Some players may be standing too tall, which makes it difficult to regain equilibrium even if you do so. Since the ball is coming low to you most of the time, this plays against you. Competitors who are smart will aim for your lower legs or try to avoid your attacks by striking low and away. To their advantage, forcing you into a low contact increases the likelihood that you will send it back to them high, allowing them to continue attacking or causing you to miss completely. You'll have to bend over frequently to handle these slugs. If you have to move to retrieve the shot, you won't have much success if your knee isn't bent and ready to provide an explosive step. As an additional, often overlooked but crucial benefit, getting low allows your body to absorb some of the velocity of the incoming shot. The inability to properly absorb the ball's speed is a common cause of defensive difficulties among players. To help absorb some of the speed of the ball, you should bend your knees, which is one of the many strategies we will cover in a moment. When you are further back on the court and your opponent is taking hard attacking shots, you need to get low to block them. Maintain a stance that is at least as wide as your shoulders and a knee bend of about 25%. Sitting back and lowering your center of gravity will greatly improve your defensive play, so do just that. Mistake number 3, too much swing. In many cases, such as resets and blocking shots, the arms are moving around too much. Overdoing either the backswing or the follow-through can have the same effect. You don't have to move the paddle too much when your opponent is attacking with a full force shot. The object should hardly budge at all. As it stands, your opponent's providing almost all of the energy required to send the ball back over the net. Your primary objective is to redirect it at an appropriate angle, allowing it to go over the net while still falling into the kitchen or giving the ball a low contact point with which to make a save. Far too many players overdo it and swing way too much on blocks and resets, though this may be necessary if they're hitting an off-speed attack, say 60 to 70% of their max speed. That's the end of that shot. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's examine a common error made with the hand and arm when trying to block powerful blows. Mistake number 4, overly tight arm and grip. There's a lot of talk about people making too much of a death grip when it comes to blocking and resetting. And it's true, many people have too tight of grip during contact, which produces too much rebound energy on the ball, sending it rocketing over your paddle and going higher, harder, and deeper than you'd like, leaving you open to repeated attacks. Hence, it's advisable to release your hold. Hold it firmly enough to prevent the paddle from wobbling, but not so tightly that your hand can't absorb some of the ball's kinetic energy. However, that's not the end of it. The entire arm, beginning at the shoulder, needs to be on the slack side so that it too can help absorb some pace, allowing for a looser hand. Well, don't forget about the bent knees we discussed earlier. It's not just a looser grip that takes the sting out of the ball, your entire body is involved. Achieve an equilibrium between being a solid surface off which the ball can bounce and being pliable enough to take the necessary sting out of the shot. Successfully blocking requires the right paddle angle face and enough looseness to soften the shot. What matters is how you feel about it. You'll need to put in a lot of practice time to really get good at this. Knowledge alone will help you much. That's something that each person has to learn to feel out for themselves. It'd be impossible to tell you that. You should just go and keep doing repetitions until you start to feel the effects. Now, this dovetails right into our next mistake, which is mistake number 5, non-specific training. Drilling is a technique that I find to be very useful. One of the simplest ways to practice defending hard shots with resets is to do so by beginning in the transition zone, remaining there and repeatedly resetting from there. Yes, that will help you improve your proficiency in this area. But what you're missing in this drill is the practice of backing up, defending with a reset, and then following back in. You aren't getting the full picture if you don't know how to time your split step correctly, how to rebalance yourself and successfully transition from backwards momentum to neutral and then forward. Everything else that goes into making this a special set of abilities. So what is your favorite strategy to block hard shots in pickleball matches? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, to make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.